Alright. Today, I want to give a TED Talk on fear, right? And the basis of this conversation is, or this message is that I know that my page is a bit unsettling to people, and the truth is I do that on purpose. Because if you're too scared to accept the truth that's beyond what you've been taught, that's been meant to keep you spiraling into a sense of, oh, it's the devil, oh, I'm going to hell type thing, you see fire and darkness and, Kali's symbol, which looks like the devil's trident or something. I do that on purpose because in reality, I don't want to attract those people who, who are scared to jump like that. And, if you're not willing to take that leap of faith and walk through the fire that's creating all the smoke and mirrors and stuff and finally see the truth and realize that you are the fire, then, there's no point in me trying to please anybody else. The ram is a symbolism of somebody who's headstrong, who's going to keep their head in the game, who's going to keep, who's going to push through those barriers and really challenge their authority. If my authority intimidates you, you need to look at your own authority. That's my thing with anybody who feels the need to try and manipulate me, energy siphon me. And the truth is, these people do these things and then they're scared to be me. They're scared to be the people who step into their power like this. And it's like, I'm giving the tools that most celebrities use to become what they are today. For example, Sabrina Carpenter, for example, she and also Beyonce, being the queen bees of their, of the music culture today, really. Well, Beyonce's been an amazing performer for forever, but it's like, it ties into them being, the queen is always the star in their in the hive. They're always a star. They're the ones who run the whole thing. So it's like, if you're scared to be the odd one out who knows the truth, and you're not willing to use the keys that are given to you right here, right now, the system that I'm hacking into to really provide, the structure of manifestation and how stars get to where they are today. That's what a starseed is. That's what a starseed is. It's from, oh my goodness, it's from, a higher perspective of truth. Not everything that's all in light is not, it can lead to narcissism, narcissistic tendencies, wanting control over people, because these people think that, oh, I'm in the spot, I'm in the light, I'm this big being, and you shouldn't question me, you shouldn't do this. But then when a light is cast on these people, there's a big ass shadow behind them, right? But when somebody's too much in their shadow, there's no light that can come in. So basically what I'm saying is, like, these stars have enough darkness to where are able to alchemize the darkness to where they're in, to where the spotlight can shine onto them and they can become these big celebrities that they are today. You know, y'all bitches killing me with that Illuminati man. Like, you know, it's you know, and the truth is sometimes scary to people, because like, how do you decode your programming? Like, what do you do after that, you know? Basically, like, you know, this world's really magical. Like, there's like way more beyond the physical to experience. And the crazy thing is like, you know, I see it in my every day-to-day life. Like, you know, it's not the spiritual perspective is the higher perspective. It is the higher perspective. And when you're on that equilibrium of, you know, the darkness can be used for light, and yes, the light can be used for, you know, dark things, you know, it's, you know, you start to see things how they are, you know, like people being on the, or energies being kind of on the same level, you know. So I don't know if that example made sense about, you know, how stars come to be who they are. But, you know, when you finally dismantle what other people have constructed in your mind to profit off of your time, your money, your energy, into an endless cycle of, if I don't worship this specific higher being who's telling me not to ask questions, then I'm going to hell, or I'm gonna burn. So, you know what? I chose to leap in the fire pit. I'm not even gonna lie. And you know what? Nothing was there. And the thing is, like, even certain people who are in these, let's say, covenants, because that's what they are, covens, they're still covens regardless of what religion it is, where it comes from. You still stand in prayer circles like it's a seance. So, but it's like, even those people have been proven wrong. And because I'm choosing to be the martyr and dismantle what they have built, now I am now the threat. You know, I am now the threat. Or, you know, if you choose to follow me, we are the threat. So I encourage you to challenge your fear and make those same people who embedded that fear afraid of you. Because those prayers where they try to be like, oh, you know, help her return to you, God, this person who's, you know, so that they can worship you forever in heaven and all that. Like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to kiss somebody's feet for all eternity. No. And because those prayers are unjust, because that is not the truth of what you're supposed to exercise your free will here on this physical plane, and in the spiritual, mostly, you know, for the most part. But it's like, you know, because those prayers are unjust, I'm getting visions of these people who run these things, and I know who these people are. Warlocks in the church. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you with the purple robe and shit. And you know, I also want to address the fact that I know that there are people monitoring me, not just watching me just because, you know, I'm interesting or whatever, but like monitoring. I saw a fly. There was a fly coming at me in, you know, in my last video. I don't know if I can find the clip, I'll insert it, but yeah, that is a sign of like monitoring spirits. But there's and it's so ridiculous because all of it is backfiring onto them. And I hope one day that everybody is set free and not so latched onto the fact that, oh, the world's gonna end on this day and that day, because that rapture shit was extremely ridiculous. Like, somebody really had you wrapped up in your head that you were gonna die in September, and you still have faith in that system, in that system where this person believed genuinely that, oh, well, we're gonna die, the sky's gonna open up, like, and they still decide to regress back into that same religious dynamic. And it's like, did it benefit you? Like, I hope we exercise free will, man. Just set yourself free, liberate yourself. If it's a ram, not a goat. And I hope you realize that you are the flame, and if you choose to walk into it, into your true potential, like these big old fireballs in the sky, then your life will be more blissful. I hope this somewhat helped. I don't know, I'm gonna head to bed, some chakra balancing or something. But yeah, I hope you like, share, and subscribe. Join my herd, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.